The students learned in their PE classes how to cater to this population, including how to instruct equipment use, how to physically aid the exercises, and how to understand the role of exercise in this age group.
You gotta show them. Just show them, that's all. And show them I'm gonna ask you to sit here, and I'm gonna ask you to grab the handles like this, and I'm gonna ask you to pull down. You show them.
And you're probably gonna have to bring the handles across when they are sitting. Okay, remember, if you are the client and your trainer doesn't give you good directions, ask them to repeat it.
When it comes to physical function in older adults, you end up focusing on it the same way you'd focus on an athlete in training. So you guys are raising your hands. I guess I've sort of heard you talking about football before, so you're playing on the football team?
Yeah.
So the thing is, if you're training like a couple months ago for football and getting yourselves in shape, a lot of the same principles that you might apply for training for that sport, or track and field, or skiing, or whatever it is, are the same principles you'll see that we actually apply to keeping older adults living independently.
This isn't like anything I've ever done. I've obviously never worked with as a trainer before, so I was kind of going into this I'm gonna be a trainer. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's obviously I've learned a lot about the equipment, about working with someone and kind of coaching them through it. So even if I don't end up, I don't see myself in the future becoming, a personal trainer, but it's still a valuable skill to be able to coach someone through something.
These students are not exercise science majors. They haven't willingly chosen to be in this, but they've all embraced it. And I think each of them has found new skill sets emerging, for themselves as a result. And that's a great thing to be around. I've heard a vocabulary emerging. A student who I know is not tremendously interested in exercise. We were talking about something their client was doing, and she said, well, that's compensation, right? And if they can think about that for someone else, as I said earlier, they can start looking at their own patterns. I had one student of mine about whom I was really concerned. He seemed completely disengaged. I spoke to him on a number of occasions. I think it was only a week or two ago, Tim Walsh and I were cleaning up the weight room, and we looked over, and there was this student staying extra time spotting one-on-one with their older adult, and we looked at each other, and those are those kind of magical moments that make teaching and coaching worthwhile.
For adults, there's getting to know the students and learning healthy lifestyles.
I'm a spinster, so I'm not with young people at all, so this will be a great experience for me. But the physical fitness part I'm really looking forward to. I find that I've lost strength, and I can't lift anything more than 40 pounds now.
It might teach me how to take better care of it.
I am sort of not an exercise nut, but I do believe in body health, and because I ran too much, I ruined my knees, so I have to work on other parts of my body to make up for it, because I want to keep active in some way that will keep me heart fit and healthy.
I think they have found that the kids are not that threatening. They seem to really enjoy the kids and talking with them. They identify them by name. I think that they have begrudgingly accepted my idea that those things that you don't want to do are probably the things that you most need to do. They've really pushed themselves. Some of them the kids talk about their successes. They are now starting to trumpet their own successes, and I think that's a wonderful thing.
They're really starting to get comfortable with it. We're starting to challenge them, get them to do other stuff that they're not normally doing.
I feel like I've started to bond with her a little bit. At the beginning it was a little nerve-wracking because I didn't really know what to talk to her about, but now conversation, it just kind of flows, and she's a great woman, the woman I'm working with. I've really enjoyed getting to know her.
He's a real nice guy. He's really easy to work with. He's been getting stronger every time he comes here. We've been increasing weight, reps, and so on. And it's been an enjoyable and good experience for me, as well as I think for him.
The person I'm working with is doing great. She's lost a little bit of weight. She's doing exercises better every day. She just did 10 more pounds on the leg press, so they're definitely helping. But yeah, and she's getting a lot better doing all these exercises.
I've seen personally with the few seniors I've been working with that their ability to, with the weights has gone up over the past 2 weeks, or their ability to do exercise for a longer period. So I think it's been definitely a beneficial experience for everyone.
If anything, the thing that I see in the older adults is that they're inspired to be active by the time that they've spent with the students.
I think it's wonderful. The young people are great, and they're well trained, and they're very polite and very helpful. I think it's a great program.
This has got a lot of attention from people in terms of not only intergenerational work in the community, but just students incorporating service into their classroom. And I know, again, this is all new for you, but I can assure you this is a great program.
Students also weighed in on how this benefits them.
We just learned this too, and we're kind of learning as we go along, but to be able to still help someone else through it is a valuable skill that I'm sure I'll use in the future, no matter what I do.
Well, I learned a lot of new exercises, for one, from Mr. Cohn. Also, I have more experience with working with older people.
This experience is great for, like, I don't know, jobs, just working in general, the workplace. I don't know. I just think it's a great experience overall. It's going to help me in just almost everything.
In this program, we have a lot more responsibility because, I mean, we're basically modifying some of the exercises based off of, like, you know, any problems we see ourselves. So I think that's a lot of responsibility for high school students, especially going to college and everything, where we're going to have to assume more responsibility being off on our own, for most of us anyways. I think that's very important.
Leaders hope that this pilot program will open up the training to more members of the community in the spring and eventually launch a more permanent program.
I think with the opportunity to do this for a longer period of time, the potential is just enormous.
Well, I just want to thank the group for working so hard on this program. I've enjoyed it so far, and I know I will continually.